If I told you Johannesburg, South Africa is one of the safest cities I've ever lived in, would you believe me? Hey, Jason here. If you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing me go around South Africa, showing you how beautiful it is. It is now my last day. I am leaving tomorrow evening, and I will be going to the next country. And most importantly, you've been seeing me talk about success, what it is, and how to get it in the three areas of life that I focus on, which are happiness, health, and wealth. If you're new to the channel, the definition of success by Earl Nightingale is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. And so, the reason why I'm asking you this, if I told you Johannesburg, South Africa is one of the safest cities I ever lived in, what would you think? How would you react to that? Because this is very crucial. And this is one of the things that I'm really seeing a lot of people are not understanding. And I believe it's because modern school systems doesn't teach us certain traits about our intellect, meaning they don't teach us how to use our higher faculties of our intellect. They just say, oh, think, do this, read, memorize things, but they're not teaching us every single part about it. And one of the biggest parts of our intellect is our perception. Our perception is what focuses the way we see the world we live in. It can be our neighborhood, it can be family members, it can be relationships. Everything we do in this physical world is through the lens of our perception. And our perception has been programmed from birth, meaning we create a perception of the world around us based off the things that we're programmed with up to 7 years old. Once we turn seven, our subconscious mind shuts off, and now we have the paradigms that we're living our life by. And most people, they may change their perception, some of their paradigms, probably up to 18, 19, 20. However, after 25, most people are not changing their paradigms or perception on anything about life, meaning their habits are just habitual. They're doing the same things over and over again, and it's in a subconscious rhythm. So you're not even having to think about most of the things that you do on a daily basis. Like, take for instance, when you first learned how to drive a car, and compared to if you've been driving 10, 15 years later. You're not sitting there like, oh, clutch, putting the key in. You're not worried. You just do what you got to do. You just go. Sometimes you can probably drive all the way from work to home and you don't even realize what you were doing. Like, that's called muscle memory. Muscle memory is very deep because it's not just doing physical things, it's the way we perceive things also. There's also the way we think is a muscle memory. And so the reason why I want to bring this up is because we all live in a different world. Even the same people who grew up in the same house, they did not have the same experience. And it's because of our perception. Our perception is unique. It's the way we identify things, it's the way we can recognize things. So, like when I tell people here in South Africa, Johannesburg, South Africa is one of the safest cities I've lived in. People are always like, I can't believe it. How is this so? Like, blah, blah, blah. And what they're not understanding is I'm not from here. So I've never been inundated with how horrible it is, how dangerous it is, how much crime it is. I can only see this place for what I see it for based off of my habits and my routine here. So what I mean by that is when I first touched down a year ago in Johannesburg, South Africa, I didn't know anything here. I didn't know places to go. I didn't know anyone. And so because of that, it's a blank slate for me. I literally have to create a whole paradigm of how I see this city. And this is one of the reasons why I love traveling, because it makes me always create a new paradigm and see things from a different perspective. And like I tell people, I don't like the United States. However, people here in South Africa, there's some people that their dream is to get to the United States. And it was my nightmare there. Like, see how deep it is? Like, it goes round and round. Like, everyone has a different perspective. And I guarantee you, the people who's probably dreaming to get to the United States, they're going to have a way better experience than whenever I go there. Because my paradigm, my perspective of it is it has a very narrow focal lens. And I see those things over and over and over again, and I don't want to see them anymore. And it's the same way for people here in South Africa and whatever country you may be watching from. So, like, because you have a focal point or a focal lens of how you see your physical area, your surroundings, everything around you, you're not going to have an accurate picture of where you live in. The only way we can start creating accurate pictures of how places are is by monitoring people's habits and understanding different people's perspectives or point of view. And this is where a lot of us go wrong, because even I still work to improve this, just to let you know. Like, I don't want you thinking like, oh, Jason's perfect. He's good at this. Like, no, Jason is not 100% right on everything. There's still so much of this world I don't know. There's so much knowledge I do not have yet. I'm a very ignorant person, and I embrace my ignorance. And you may be like, Jason, you're not ignorant, you're intelligent. Ignorance doesn't mean dumb, it doesn't mean stupid. Ignorance just means lack of awareness. I haven't been to every country. I haven't even been to every city in South Africa. Like, I've only been in the Gauteng province. I can't tell you like, oh, all of South Africa is like this. This is what they do. This. I don't even speak the languages here, so like I'm very unaware of a lot of things that goes on in the world, and I'm okay with that. However, what I am aware of is I try to make sure that I focus on the things that matter to my life, meaning, are there safe places for me to go? Are there family friendly functions that I can do in the daytime? Is there, can I just relax at my house and I have to worry about hearing gunshots and things like that? Like, there's very few. I know the things that I focus on, and so, well, like when I tell people I consider Johannesburg, South Africa, one of the safest cities I lived in, it's hitting off so many other check boxes of things that matter to me. Like I tell people, I don't go to clubs. I'm not out drinking. I'm not out partying. That's not my life. I don't even stay up late. I'll be honest with you. Like, 10, 11 o'clock, that's usually about the latest I want to do as far as staying up, unless I'm like binge watching movies or something like that. And that's very once in a while. But like most other people, they'd be like, no, I can't do that. That's boring. I want to be out. I got to turn up. And that's okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's the main thing about point of view and perspective, sorry, is it's about what you want in your life. Like, we have to start realizing we're all individual people. We all came here to live our own life. Like, we didn't come here to be like everyone else. Oh, we could have just been, we could have just been here as dogs or cats or any other animal, like some ants or something, where everybody has a specific role. We all came here to be unique individual people. And I believe we need to start respecting that and embracing that. And the best way to do it is by honing in your perception of how you see the world, but honing in more on how do you want to exist in this world, and then start taking actions to show up that way. Because once you start focusing on what you want and stop worrying about everybody else, you're going to attract to you everything that you really want in life. Like, you're going to start seeing dreams come true. This is how I'm able to travel the world. This is how I'm able to be in Johannesburg, South Africa, and have a blast, meet wonderful people. I love this place, man. And even though I'm leaving tomorrow, it's sad. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, it's sad. But like, think about that. How many people would say like, oh man, leaving Johannesburg, I'll be the happiest person in the world. And I'm sitting there saying, yo, I'm sad I'm leaving Johannesburg, man. I love this place. I know eventually in a couple of years or so, I'm gonna have to have some type of long-term residency here because I like being here. And I've met nothing but great people here. And that's the beautiful thing about perception, especially when you start honing in on how you want to live your life. And when you start using your perception about, okay, I don't want to see these things. I don't want to see these things. And then you start focusing on the things that you do want to see. And so, like, I know that sounds vague. It's very general. So I'm going to give you an example. And the easiest way to start changing your perception to things that you want to see, no matter where you are, is what do you want in your life? Focus on three things. I do happiness, health, and wealth, because usually those are the three things that really, really motivate us and drive us to actually change in life. So as far as happiness, like, how do you want your life to be? How do you want to wake up on your perfect day? What does a perfect day waking up look like for you? I remember back when I first started journaling and doing this, my perfect day was I did not want to be woken up by an alarm clock. I did not want to have some time restraint early in the morning, like, oh, I gotta hurry up and get ready. I need to drive through the drive-through at Jack in the Box and get a breakfast sandwich so I can go to work. I didn't want those things. Those things didn't make me happy. And look at me now. I wake up anywhere from 3 to 5 in the morning. Naturally, just get up on my own. I wake up, I can just meditate for hours if I want to. Like today, I drank some tea, listened to some audio books. Then I was just talking to a few people on TikTok, and then doing some studying on there, studying different lives and things like that. And now I think it's what time is it here now? It's about to be 9:30 in the morning. I'm probably just gonna go for a walk in the neighborhood, then go meet up with some people in Maboneng today, and I'm happy. But it came from me being able to get that in life, from me actually understanding what I want to make me happy in life. And so really focus on that. What does your perfect day look like? How does, are you waking up happy? Are you waking up exercising? Are you just waking up on a yacht? Like, what does your perfect day look like? And just write that one down. And just pick one of these three. Pick one of these three. I don't want you to do all three so it take all day. Second one is health. Now, like if you're somebody who was like me that was deathly ill, like what does a healthy day look for you? For me, my healthy day was when I started journaling. I didn't want to. I wanted to wake up breathing restfully at night. I had like a great night's sleep. I was able to just go for walks. I wasn't tired. I could walk up a flight of stairs without huffing and puffing. Like those were the things that mattered to me. And look at me now. Like if you don't know the things that you actually want for yourself and in detail, you're never going to be able to attract them. And then let's go to wealth. Wealth is one that I love journaling and actually envisioning. Back then, and I'm gonna give you two scenarios. Like back then, when at that time it was, I did not want to have to work for a check anymore. I did not want to feel financially stressed. Like I didn't want to be, oh, it's the middle of the month. How I'm gonna make it these next 2 weeks? I was tired of that. I didn't want to be on payday loans anymore or car title loans. I didn't want to do those things anymore. I didn't want to have to pawn stuff anymore if I needed money. I wanted to always have enough money to make it through the month and then have some left over for when I get my next check. Like that was the thing that I was envisioning at that time. Now, when it comes to my wealth, I want to be able to donate so much amount of money to charity every year. I want to be on different boards that's helping people. Also, with wealth, I want to create my own clothing brand. I want to wear my stuff. I want to embody completely who I am at a wealth level. Like, those are the things. And the reason why I shared you the two on the wealth is because whatever you may be wanting for your life right now, you may not want it a year or two from here because you may already achieve it. And then it's on to the next goal, progressive. And remember, the definition of success is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. Progression never stops. Like, that's one of the hidden keys of success. Progression never stops. Quit giving yourself an end point and give yourself extension points. Whenever you reach a goal, now extend it out. What's the next thing I want? Take a step, breathe, relax, compliment yourself, celebrate yourself because you reached it. And then you start asking yourself, and look around and look at use your perception and look at everything around you, and you start looking like, okay, what more do I want for myself? And then you just extend that out. And when you start utilizing progression along with your perception, man, you're going to start seeing a lot of great things come into your life. And that's the way you start using the law of attraction. Like, and it's just practical. The words we speak are spells. Every time you're speaking and you use the term, you use I am, you're actually speaking a spell to the universe. You're sending out a vibrational frequency to the universe, to the source energy. And it's going to eventually bring that vibrational frequency back to you. Like, attract, like. That is the key. And so if you like this type of content, make sure you hit the like button. And also, if you want me to actually go more into detail, maybe do some master classes or do some live videos talking about things like this. Also, where I can be doing Q&As with you, because I'll share with you some of the books that I'm reading and studying, and we can go through things. Just leave a comment below and let me know. And that lets me know how interested you are in this type of content. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you do so and hit the bell so you can be notified whenever I drop new videos like this. Or also make sure you follow me on TikTok, Jason Chaney 777. Now, I do have content that is only for YouTube, and I have content that is only for TikTok. Sometimes when I'm out and about, I'm at seminars and things like that, I do those live on TikTok, and so that's the only way for you to be able to see those. So make sure you're not missing out on good content. And also, just remember this, I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.